Hello, welcome to Brap Life. My name's Angel. Thank you guys so much for listening week in and week out. It has been so awesome to have so many people come back and comment every week. I am just absolutely loving it. The fact that people resonate with these stories is still mind blowing, even over a year later. It's been really great. I've had a lot of people reaching out lately and giving me nominations. I have quite a big list now of people who I've asked to come on, and I'm still working on scheduling because everybody's racing and everybody has crazy schedules. I'm constantly traveling, so that also kind of puts a little bit of a hiccup in it, but I am working on it. We're still going to keep having episodes every week as far as I know. So I'm super stoked. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for showing these people that their stories matter, because every story matters, and I would love to have everybody on here, but that's gonna take a little bit more than a couple weeks. So I'm working on having a lot more people, people in different disciplines, and some of your favorites. So just keep an eye out, and just keep nominating, keep commenting, keep recommending this to your friends, because we are now officially in 27 countries, and that is absolutely incredible to me. I'm so excited. So, thank you again, and enjoy this week's episode. It's with Quin. He's a rider out of Colorado, and he's new to hard enduro. So it's really, really cool to sit down and talk to him, because he's another guy who I started following on TikTok and talking to. And then I found out he's friends with my friend Grayson. So it's kind of funny. Gray knows everybody, I swear. But he's actually sponsored by Slavens Racing. So if you're watching the YouTube, you see I have the shirt. If you're listening, I'm wearing a Slavens Racing shirt by chance. So it's kind of funny. But I hope you guys enjoy Quin's story and kind of get to know him a little bit better. And I'll see you guys next week. And here we are. Welcome to Brap Life.
Oh, yeah. Well, so how's it going?
Good. How are you? I think your
I'm doing pretty
internet is a
good.
little bit. Is that my
Yeah,
internet?
well, a little bit. It might be mine. Hold on, let me. Is that better? A
Let me grab a
little bit.
couple settings. Hold on. I'm going to shut everything off except this. All right, cool. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It might be partially on my end, but we'll see
Okay.
how it goes. All
Okay.
right, so Silver
We'll
Kings.
try it. I don't know. That's the best I can do on my end. So,
Okay.
cool. So again, thank you for doing this. I know this is
Yep,
kind of
no
like
problem.
last minute and just kind of like, hey, let's try and figure it out. But I'm super stoked to talk to you. You're just kind of like Grayson, just this
Yeah.
personality that I found on TikTok. And it's kind of funny because I didn't even know you guys knew each other at first. I started following
Yeah.
you separately, and then I started seeing you guys tagging each other and talking to each other, and I was like, "Well, wait, what?" So yeah, it was
Yeah.
super
Well,
funny.
it's actually kind of funny because about a year ago, I posted a video of a section of a trail that Gray knew, and he commented on that and was like, "Hey, I know that trail. You want to ride sometime?" And that's how I ended up meeting Grayson. So,
It's so funny. Like everybody out there knows Grayson. Like
oh, I know everybody.
I don't
It's like
understand.
if you're on the
He's
internet, you
so
know who Gray
popular.
is. It's mostly TikTok. I think
See?
he's got what, like
Okay,
fifty
I was
thousand
having this
followers or something.
conversation with him. Yeah, I was telling him, I was like, dude, you're famous. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm not at all. And I was like, look at your follower count on TikTok. And he was just like, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it sounds like Gray. Yeah,
It was great.
yeah, he's quite a
Yeah,
guy.
he's a character. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm hoping next month to get out there and go ride. So it'll be
Yeah,
fun if we can get our dates settled. Yeah, we're
yeah,
trying to
for
figure it
sure.
out now. So
Yeah, if you end up
I
out this
told him
way,
he
let
can't
us
kill me
know.
though.
He might try.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
he's good at that.
That's
So,
that's kind of the general consensus is that it's gonna be gnarly and scary for me, but
yep.
it is what it is. So
Yeah, he tends to do that where he takes people out on trails and they don't end up continuing.
oh great. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah,
Um
yeah, it'll be cool.
well. Yeah, no, it'll be great. I have a hard time with like a lot of exposure, but I think that I can figure it out. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, for
I've
sure.
never
I
been
think you can.
that high. You guys ride in like real mountains. So,
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting, like dropping down because I think the lowest I've ever been in my life was we went over to Washington right before Silver Kings, and I was like at 1,000 feet where we rode. And I was like, that's that's low for me, because I'm usually like,
and you were like, "Oh my god, there's so much air down here."
yeah, because I was always at 4,000 feet, and then we moved to Colorado, and now we're at 8,000 feet, and we're constantly up at 10 and 13,000 feet riding all the time. So it's a bit different
Oh my
than
god,
Silver
that's
Kings and
crazy.
stuff. And it was like
Yeah.
the power difference on my 300 was insane.
Yeah. How did that go? Was it just like absolutely insane for you to just like was it a lot to wrangle in?
No, I didn't really think so. I kind of thought it was easier to hit bigger lines and
Yeah.
just on the low end and just powering through hills up slow and stuff. There was a lot
Yeah.
more lug to the engine than than there is up here, and it was interesting when I got back up here and went riding. I was like, I can't really do anything now because there was that much of a power difference. The When I got back up
Yeah.
here, it was just dead, and like it was weird. I don't know,
That's
but I'm used to it
crazy.
again.
Well,
So
that's good to know. Like it's good for like me though cuz like I ride in the lower map usually. And
yep.
so like I guess if I go up there I'll have to switch maps and just kind of like really pay attention. It's probably going to take me a little bit to learn. You probably watch me loop my bike out. It'll be great.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll try not to do that.
No, I'll try. I always try not to, but it happens occasionally. So, like,
Yeah.
I just did
I don't
it. I
know.
broke my rear tail light. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
But, um, anyway, I'm super stoked for this. So, let's just jump right in and tell us how did you get started riding?
So it started kind of uh as far as before riding and everything. My dad used to ride and hearing the stories and everything, and I, I kind of got obsessed a little bit. And then when I was 8, I got a TTR 50. And no, I was
Huh.
7, and just rode around the yard and everything. And really, up until
Yeah.
this last year, like everything up until I had a TTR 125, so I went TTR 50, TTR 110, TTR 125, and I just kind of cruised around. I really didn't do any technical riding or anything of
Mm-hmm.
the sort. And then about, oh, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I bought a 2000, or not a 2000, a 2023 TTR 230, and it
Mm-hmm.
had just a little bit more capability than everything else before that. And
Yeah.
I got really into the wheelies and the slow wheelies and stuff, and then like I got into a little bit more of the hard enduro, like watching the pros and stuff, and Cody Webb and
Mhm.
all that. And then I was looking, I was like, I really need to upgrade for what I want to do. And even in that
Yeah.
point, I was more into hill climbs too. So I'd go out and
Yeah.
I'd hill climb with pro hill climbers and stuff, and I'd try and keep up to them with my little TTR 230, but I I do close to what they could do, but not all the way. And then I
Mhm.
was looking and I was like, okay, what kind of riding do I like to do? So I went and
Yeah.
I was looking and did a bunch of research. I probably had, oh, I don't know, probably almost a year's worth of research on, or not, it
Wow.
probably wasn't a year. It's probably a couple months. It felt like a year of deciding what bike I wanted to get after that. And I finally decided that
Yeah.
the 300s were where I wanted to go. So I ended up with this
Yeah.
2022 300XC and
Mhm.
started doing a little bit more technical stuff, and then we ended up moving down here to Colorado and rode some trails and stuff and met Grayson and everybody, and now we're doing hard enduros. So it went quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it does when you finally decide to do it. It's just gonna like the progression is just insane.
Oh yeah,
To get to hard enduro first of all, but then like once you get into hard enduro, it seems like a lot of people progress really quickly. So that's really cool.
yeah, yeah. Once I started, it was like
So
a lot of even small
mhm.
things. I'd look at them. It's intimidating to look at some stuff, and once I hit some
Oh yeah.
stuff and I got used to it, and now everything's relatively easy, other than some stuff. Like I'm not gonna go out and hit some of the stuff that the big pros do, but I'll try my
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
anyways. But yeah, other than that,
Yeah,
so
it's also nice for you because you're tall. So
oh
you've
yeah,
got
yep,
legs, you guys and your legs. Just be able to put a foot down and just like catch yourself. That's a huge advantage that you guys have. Um, I'm only 5 feet tall, so I don't have that.
yeah, yeah. I think I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I checked, so I checked. It was 6 foot. I'm probably 6'1", somewhere in there. But even still in
Yeah.
some places struggle with not being able to touch the ground, like on downhills and stuff,
Yep.
and I end up
That's my whole
like
life.
stepping off on the downhill and then tipping over.
Oh.
That's most of what I end up doing is going up, and we always climb these like super steep, nasty hills through the
Mhm.
trees, and you go up and you're doing a switchback and you pivot over, and I have a really bad tendency of putting my foot down on the low side to catch myself and then end up going down the hill. So that's that's
Oh.
a
That's
usual one.
always yeah.
Yeah, that I
Well,
think
I'm glad
that's
I'm not the
probably
only one
every
that does
other ride.
that. I
Oh no,
every other
everybody
ride.
does. They just don't admit it. Especially Gray. He does some of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so tall. When I met him finally, I was like, oh my God. I actually didn't even know it was him. I was standing next to him at TKO and I
Oh
had
yeah.
no idea it was him because I'd never
That's
seen
what he
him
was telling
before.
me.
I had only seen him on TikTok. It was
Yep.
so
And he's always
funny.
like
I was
just his
like,
handlebars or his gear, and you're like, who's this guy?
yeah, yeah. So how was I supposed to know? And then he posted a video and I was like, dude, I was right there next to you. Like,
That's
how
funny.
crazy.
That's
But
funny.
and like at that point we kind of talked a little bit, but we weren't like good friends or anything. So
Yep.
it was just like hilarious. I was like, what are the chances that that would happen? But
Yeah.
um
Yeah. No, the
yeah,
chances aren't very
it's
good,
cool
but
that you
it's always
guys oh yeah, no. It's crazy.
It's always there.
Um, so you got into hard enduro really not that long ago.
No,
Like
I think
it was.
the very first time I tried anything remotely close to hard was probably,
Mhm.
oh, I don't know, last August, somewhere in there. So it hasn't been
Yeah,
very long. Yeah,
yeah,
so
which
it's
is really cool. And then you just did your first race, right? So this was Silver Kings,
that was my
and
first
you did
actual
that.
hard enduro, yes.
Yeah,
That
and
that
it was
was
only like
actually
your.
so that was my fourth race ever.
Yeah,
So I've done local races and stuff, just
yeah,
messing around, but that was my first actual hard enduro. And I so after they changed the bronze class stuff, and I didn't realize that they were going to make that 5 hours as well. I
yeah,
was like, oh wait, I'm driving all this way. I want to do both days. I want to
yeah.
guarantee that. So I switched over to silver, so A class, and that was my very first time in A class too. So
Oh my
I
God.
I
What
did
a
better than I
wild thing
thought.
to do.
Oh yeah, I know. Especially so fourth race, you're doing a hard enduro, the first hard enduro ever, and then you decide you're doing A class too. So
Just do it. Yeah. So
oh
how
yeah.
did it go? Like, walk us through
Uh
it.
Overall, I thought the race was pretty good. It was a fun race. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the parts that I think people were dreading the most were the hill climbs and stuff,
Mhm.
and those were definitely my favorite parts. Like I said,
Yeah.
so before I was really into hill climbs and stuff, so I'm used to that,
Yeah.
and then I get into it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. There's even Gray was like, oh, I don't want to do full gas hill, and I went out there, and full gas hill was my favorite hill. So that was pretty
Really?
cool. But yeah,
That's awesome.
that and so everything until just after Milo's Creek, I did perfect
Yeah.
and saved a bunch of time. And then right after Milo's Creek, there was a huge bottleneck where there was a bunch of people backed up, and
Mhm.
I probably lost an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes worth of time right there. That
Yeah.
was that's my excuse for why I didn't finish. But I ended up getting about a mile and a half from the finish line on day two, and the trail the trail crew was closing off stuff. They weren't really closing off stuff, but they were sending people off because I only had 15 minutes left, and he was like, "You're
Mhm.
not gonna make it to the finish line in 15 minutes," and yeah, it was kind of disappointing knowing that
Yeah.
I technically did finish the first day, not officially,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if I wouldn't have missed one, so I missed a checkpoint on the first day, and
Okay.
so I think it was the third checkpoint. I missed the third checkpoint, and
Mhm.
so it's coming down this hill, and it's a T where bronze goes one way and silver goes another. And silver did this kind
Yeah.
of drop down the hill and loop back up,
Yeah.
and bronze just took another trail over, and I took the bronze one, and it was only about probably I don't know, a 16th of a mile of bronze course that
Mhm.
I accidentally went on, and I missed
Yeah.
this checkpoint. So every checkpoint after that didn't count. And
Oh
so
no.
after that, I ended up placing on the first day like 217th place because I missed
Yeah.
this one checkpoint out of all 10. And the second day, so after the first day, that's ends up putting me all the way in the back. I was in like
Yeah.
row 25 or something. And
Yeah.
once I got to the bottleneck at Milo's Creek, it was so backed up with the faster bronze riders and some of the C riders that moved on that nobody was moving. And it was so much of a bottleneck that there was no way around. It was, like I said, it was disappointing to not finish both days, but
Yeah.
oh well. We'll figure it out next time and we'll do better. But yeah.
Yeah. For your first one, that's really good. And especially for going up in a class because you're crazy. But I I think that that's really awesome. And for Silver Kings, like I was there last year and it was incredible. It was really gnarly. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is insane. So my friend asked me to sign up for it with her this year, and I was like, do you hate me? Like, what?
I actually I
um,
thought it was pretty fun. I thought it was a pretty easy course, even though there was a lot of
our
people that were
skill levels
struggling.
are very different.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that like
Yeah.
I I felt that it was pretty easy. There was a lot of people that were like, "Oh wait, this is the hardest
Yeah.
it's ever been." I really wasn't tired by the time I didn't finish.
Yeah.
I was just pretty disappointed after
Yeah.
the trail crew sent me over and was like, "Oh, go this way. You're not gonna
Mm,
finish." So they sent me off the course. I didn't even get an attempt to finish. But
that
yeah,
sucks.
other than that, I I really didn't get tired at all or sore.
Yeah.
Get There was arm pump probably for I don't know the first 20 minutes of the race, and then it faded out, and I was hitting stuff perfectly and went up full gas hill first run, and yeah, other than
That's
that, I didn't
really
get
cool.
stuck in anything all the way till just after Milo's Creek, where that one bottleneck was.
Yeah.
There was a pretty good bottleneck the first day, but me and
Mhm.
some other guys worked our way around it and made our way up the hill. But that one didn't take off too much time. I think I came in like 5 minutes or so behind
Okay.
Grayson and everybody else I was with. So that was I don't remember what place those guys were or came in what place, but I was
Mhm.
looking at my times. I was close to that because I recorded the whole thing on video and looking at timestamps and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that was kind of looking at getting on and looking at placement and everything. That was like, oh, you didn't finish. I was like, wait. I was confused for a little bit. I was like, what do you mean I didn't finish? I'm standing right here. Because all these
Yeah.
local races around here are checkpoint one and checkpoint two. You just go through the start and go through the finish, and your time in between that
Yeah.
is that's your time. I didn't realize that
Yeah.
there was 10 of them on the mountain that you have to get
Yeah.
within 30 feet of, and I was like, oh, so obviously I missed one of those, and yeah, it sucked, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, and
That
you just work
sucks.
around it.
But yeah, and the things with Silver Kings are a little bit different, I think. I don't know how they had it run this year because it was an actual FIM, but last year
Yeah,
it was very different than the standard US hard enduros.
yeah. And this year, from what I've heard, was even different than usual. So
Yeah.
last year, you said you were there last year. Um, you know
Mm-hmm.
how off the start they did the enduro cross. Kind of, there's some
Yep.
logs you had to go over, and you start and everything. Um,
Yep.
this year there was an actual prologue that was street rhythm
Yeah.
enduro cross out in the parking lot, and that was
Yeah.
pretty fun. Other than there was a few places where on top of the asphalt there was a
Uh-huh.
layer of sawdust. So you'd get over it,
Oh.
and if you try and flip over it, your rear wheel would slide out. And of course, the pros didn't have that
Ooh.
problem. That was just a me problem. But yeah, I ended up cutting a minute off of my second attempt from my first attempt.
Yeah.
So I think my first attempt was like 2 minutes and 30 or 2 minutes and 40 seconds, something like that. And my second one, I ended
Yeah.
up cutting down to, I think it was a minute and 39 or a minute and 40, somewhere in there. So that was,
Wow. That's
I
pretty
thought
good.
that was pretty good, cutting off a whole minute. Other than I didn't fall down on
Yeah.
my second one. I'm sure you've seen that video of me on there going over that log on the corner, and I don't really know what happened. I think
I
that was
wasn't
probably
gonna
the
bring it
sawdust
up,
on
but
the on the far side.
we'll go with that. Yeah. It was just
I think so. I think so. And there may have been a little bit of rider error in there too. It might have leaned a little too far.
So, what was your favorite part about the Enduro cross?
I don't know. I so at first I was kind of a little bit afraid of the the concrete barriers that they had set up,
Oh
the
yeah.
like one right after another. I think that probably ended up
Yeah.
being one of my favorite parts of the course was that you go up and you go over and then drop down off the other side. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The three stacked logs were pretty cool, where they did two on the bottom and one on the
Mhm.
top. I liked those. I'm thinking about setting up kind of an enduro cross track to practice the matrices because I was
Yeah.
terrible at those. I should
You've
have
got to
like
get the rhythm down. Like
yeah,
that's what I've been told is like you have to make sure you've got that rhythm and like obviously like your clutch skills and all that comes into play, but if you
yeah,
can't figure out the rhythm, having those skills, you're still going to struggle.
yeah. I should have
So
tried
I've been told. I don't know. I don't know about
to yeah to double the logs in the matrices instead of trying to go over each log
that.
individually. And I probably would have made up a little
Yeah.
bit of time. That's what I think most of the silver guys were doing. I know that's what Grayson did, and I was like, well, you made it look easy. Why didn't I just do that instead of suffering through it trying to go over each log? But that's one of those things that kind of got in my head. It was a little intimidating, slightly, looking at these
Yeah.
logs that are
Mhm.
the logs that they used were way bigger than the logs that we go over here in Colorado, and
Yeah.
a lot of them ended up like I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is my first time doing enduro cross. I don't know how this is gonna go. I think I let it get in my head a little
Yeah.
too much about it and ended up.
Mhm.
I did all right. I did better than some people. I so even the as Max Gerson would say, the hobby pros. um, the I think one of my my enduro cross time was faster than the um, bottom one in the gold class. So I was happy about that. I was like, hey, I'm faster than one of the gold guys, and I mean, it was about silver speed, but it made me feel good, anyways.
That's I mean, like you said, so I think that a lot of like one of the most important things about hard enduro is mindset. And so you were
Yeah,
talking about getting in your head, and that's a real thing. Like you can work yourself up and get your like talk yourself out of being able to do something because you just are so in your head about it. And I
yeah,
am
for sure.
completely guilty of that. I do that a lot. I have a lot of visual intimidation. I see things and I'm like, "Oh, I can't do that." But over the last year, I've worked really hard to kind of change my mindset. And when I look at something now, instead of going, yeah, I can't do that, I just tell myself that, like, what's the best thing that could happen? So I then
Yeah,
visualize myself doing it and then I just go for it. Because if I
yeah, I
say
know. And
what's
then the
the worst that
outcomes
could happen,
usually.
I visualize myself crashing and I will crash.
Yep,
But
that's how it goes.
yeah, I really believe that your mindset. Yeah, your mindset can make or break your ride, whether it's a race
Yeah, for
or
sure.
a trail ride. I really think that it can make a huge, huge difference.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that. I'm like getting into a place where I get stuck or whatever. I let it get in my head too much. I need to just like not think about it and just do it.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's the main thing I
yeah,
need to work on when doing the technical stuff and going out and all that.
mm, yeah. It's hard. I mean, I have a motto, which is I do hard things for fun. And
Yep.
that motto comes out like it started when I was in Tennessee. I got stuck at the bottom of the mountain, and like my friend and I were like going down together, and so I was like bombing down this mountain. I was so proud of myself because like I hated downhill at the time. And she calls me when I get to the bottom and she's like, "I didn't come down." And I was like, "What?" And it was like a super rocky downhill, and like it was like a lot of little rocks that like move, you know. So
Yep.
I was trying to go back up and I just couldn't get the traction. At the time my bike wasn't lowered, so I couldn't touch the ground. I
Yeah.
could not, my balance wasn't there. And so I
Yeah, for
literally
sure.
ended up pushing my bike a mile up this mountain.
Ugh.
And the whole time I was just telling myself, like, I chose to do this. Like, I
Yep.
chose to ride a dirt bike. I chose to do hard things. And so then that's where the motto came from. I was like, I do hard things for fun. And I just tell myself that. And I'm like, okay, like, I can't get upset. Like, I chose to be on the side of this mountain, almost gonna fall. You know, like, I chose to be in 100 degrees in a creek bed trying to go through rocks. You know, those are
Yep.
my life decisions. I can't get mad about it. I just have to like focus and figure out how to move forward. And
Yeah, for sure.
so that's what I do, and it seems to work for me. I've been told that other people have started doing that too, and it's so cool to know that like people are just working on their mindset. Like I don't even care that they're using the words that I use, but to know that people are getting inspired to change that mindset and to keep it positive. Like when I fall, I laugh because
Yeah.
like there's just
Yep.
nothing else for me to do. I fall so much. Oh my god, if I were to get angry every time I fell, it would be ridiculous. Like
I'm getting better, and I don't know why, but like when I'm in a race, it does nothing bothers me. It just
yeah,
I just kind of shut everything out and go. But like when
yeah,
we're out practicing and we're out riding trails and
mhm,
I let it get in my head a little too much sometimes, but it
yeah,
it's definitely one of those things that it is possible to stop doing.
yeah.
It's just slightly hard to get over it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and you're so new to it all. You know, it's not like you've been doing this for years and you have like the technique down and you're like everything has to be
Yeah.
muscle memory, but then at the same time that's what it comes down to for mindset too. Like you have to have practiced it. You have to have like really gotten to a certain point for it to just kick in like that. And like I said, there's times where I mean, I've been practicing it for over a year and there's times where I hit stuff on the trail and like not necessarily that like I get angry, but it's more like on the super exposure like spine trails, like where my mind just goes completely blank and I'm like, I don't even know how to ride a bike right now. Like and I just like that's when I get a little negative, like, oh, I think I might fall this time because I have fallen off a cliff before. So
Oh,
um
that don't sound fun.
I no, it was only 30 feet, but like it was a decent fall. Um
30 feet's a long ways.
uh yeah, it's a lot of me. I'm 5 feet, so
Yeah.
um, yeah, it was really. I was really lucky to get away from it with just I dislocated my thumb and that was it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But it has left me with fear. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
for
pretty
sure.
healthy fear of falling off of that again. So I'm still working on that one, and you know, my buddies take me out and they're like, "All right, come on, you got this." Like, "Come on, Angel." Like, my one
Yeah.
buddy was like, trying to make me feel better one day, and he's like, just pretend it's flat. And I'm like, because it was kind of like, it was single track and it kind of like banked around, and like you kind of had to
Yep.
ride the wall a little bit. And I was like, how am I supposed to pretend that that's flat? I am gonna be like semi sideways on this with like a big drop. I was like, I don't always have the best advice, but they're fantastic, and they're trying, and they're really trying to just like make me look at it simply. Like,
Yeah.
why is it a big deal? Like my buddy Cody says, like, if it was any normal trail, you wouldn't have an issue with it. But because it's this small single track, you're freaking out because there's a cliff right there. But if it was single track on flat ground, you wouldn't have an issue. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like that makes sense because there's a cliff. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Cliffs aren't
but
aren't
I,
aren't
they,
my favorite either.
yeah, no, they're scary, but it is the way to progress. And like, I am just so thankful for them for being patient, because when we get to those moments, it usually takes me like 3 to 5 minutes to just sit there and just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like get my mind to like click back to I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
that's probably my
it's tough.
biggest problem is every time we go out and we're in a group or whatever, and we're all moving at relatively the same pace, and I get to a tough section, I don't want to be the guy that's holding everybody up from continuing moving
Yeah,
on. And that's
yeah,
like that's where it gets in my head and I hit stuff worse. And I just need to quit
yeah,
thinking like that. And because like
definitely.
big trips and stuff, or we go and we're in a different place, and I don't know why, but it doesn't affect me as much. Like last
Yeah,
October, we made a trip to Moab and rode over there and did 5 miles of hell and everything. It was no big deal.
yeah,
It was fun. It was a good time. Going up, we went over and on the way up to Silver Kings, Gray and I rode in Wyoming and then rode up and or drove up and we went up into Washington and we rode over in Washington and did some cool trails over there. Came back into Idaho. We went over and we rode at Gold Creek Lodge and climbed the mountain and
yeah.
did all that and I felt good. It was good the whole time. I never thought I wasn't gonna make it or anything. I just did it and it worked out. But and it might have been because I was like I'd never been there before. I raced or gonna race in a couple of days, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do pretty good. And I had it in my head. I was like the whole probably I don't know month or two before. No, it was longer than that. It was ever since I first like registered for Silver Kings. Every time I would talk to
Uh-huh.
anybody, I'd be like, "Oh yeah." And that's probably why I was kind of disappointed when I didn't finish, is because I kept telling people I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna finish my first hard enduro in A class," and then I didn't finish, and then I was disappointed that I didn't finish. So yeah, it
Yeah,
was cool. It was a fun
yeah.
trip.
I
I liked it.
my goal for my first one was to make one checkpoint. That was it. That's all I wanted. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
at the bottom of the hill from the checkpoint when they stopped me. So I
Oh
totally get
bummer.
that. I was like, oh man. But there was a lot of like, and it was my own fault. It rained and it's clay in North Carolina. So I didn't know how to navigate that. I hadn't practiced that. There's no rain in Arizona. So
Yeah.
um even though I have a lot of experience with East Coast riding, I had never ridden a whole lot in the rain. So
Yeah.
it definitely got me, and it was kind of the same feeling. Like I had been feeling really good. I had done the track walk. I was like, oh yeah, there's nothing like super crazy like up until a certain point, and then I was like, and I'm pretty sure I could do this. Like I got this, and then it rained that whole night, and I was like, nope. I I once I went down in the clay on the hill, it took me forever to get started again. And so I totally
Yeah.
get that.
Clay's
But like,
nasty stuff.
well, it's not fun.
No,
But
yeah,
I,
up in Wyoming we
that's
had a
our
lot of
first
clay.
one. Yeah, I could see that up there for sure.
Yeah, it is all like the
What part of
Badlands,
Wyoming did you
Gray
guys
Hills
go
and stuff.
to?
So I
That's
was
what it
actually
was. Yeah.
from north northwest Wyoming, and we
Okay.
stopped there, and Gray and I rode. We stayed up there for a day or a night, and kept going the next day. It was pretty nice to stop because driving isn't my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I think from where we are in Colorado, it's like 20 something hours. So it's
Mhm.
quite a drive. That was like the main reason to
What?
switch to A class. I was like, I'm not gonna go up there, 20-hour drive, spent $470 to enter in this race. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go halfway through the first day or finish the first day, and because they said that if you didn't finish within, I think it was 30 minutes of first place in bronze class, and there were some
Yeah.
fast bronze riders, you don't move on to day two.
Yep.
So you just day one, you're done. You finished. You weren't 30 minutes because on day
That's
two
it.
they pushed those bronze riders into silver class.
Mhm.
So all the top bronze guys got pushed into silver, and I think some of those guys even finished in the top of silver. So that's like
Yeah.
you should have started in silver class to begin with.
Yeah. Definitely. That
Yeah,
that
I
makes
look at
sense
some of
why you
those
did
days. And it's like, yeah, yeah. It was just like a super long way up there, and
that. Mhm.
actually, I'm kind of glad that I switched to silver because
Yeah.
I'm in a slightly tougher class. I know I
Yeah.
did better than a lot of people that were in the class. I think so. On the second
Yeah.
day, even though I didn't finish, I ended up like 110th place, something like that, out of 200 and some people.
That's pretty good.
So I ended up making up quite a lot of time starting out dead last and getting past all those people. And I know there was people still in front of me that didn't finish.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was definitely fun. I liked it. I'll probably end up doing it again.
Good.
Or a
That's
different hard
awesome to
enduro.
hear. I love to hear. Yeah. Well, we definitely have to get you into some U.S. hard enduro since Silver Kings isn't
Yeah,
technically part of U.S. hard enduro.
technically not.
Um.
It's just FIM now.
Yeah. Yeah. Now. Yeah. So when you were getting ready for your race, like, how did you prepare, like, mentally, nutrition, fitness, all of that? Like, how did you start to get ready for
I didn't. I just went
that?
straight into the race. I didn't
At
think
least
about
you're
it. I
honest.
I just kept telling myself before the race. I was like, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, what are you gonna think?" And I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna do it." Kind of
Okay.
just do that
Okay.
whole just don't think about it. Just kind of I just shut off my head and just did stuff, and that's basically
So,
it. The first day, I actually ate a little bit of breakfast before the race, just electrolytes during the race, and then
uh
the second day, it was an earlier start, and I was like, oh wait, I'm not ready because I'm still tired from the first day. So I think I ended up eating like 2 slices of cantaloupe before the race, and just water for the
oh
rest of the
my
day.
god.
And yeah, so there wasn't too much. Yeah, just
Wow.
water, lots of water, uh,
Okay.
lots of water,
All
and
right.
a couple
So,
tanks. Okay, I think I'm
oh
back.
no. Okay.
I think so. I had to go outside. The tin roof, I think, was messing with my
Okay.
service. So now we're out here in
That
the
is
mountains.
freaking gorgeous. Oh my god. I like that. Cool.
Yeah, there's
Ugh,
a lot
I'm
of
so
riding
jealous. I
possibilities.
mean, we have a ton of riding out here. Like, I could literally go out my front door right now and I could ride all the way to the Grand Canyon, and that's like 160
Oh, nice.
miles. So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some cool stuff in Arizona, like
Yeah.
videos and stuff like that. It looks cool. It looks cool out there. It looks a lot
Yeah,
of desert.
definitely. So,
I'm more
well,
toward the
what's really cool
mountains. I
about
like
the
the
area
mountains a
that
little
I'm
more.
at right now is literally, like I said, I could go out to the Grand Canyon. I could be in the desert for hundreds of miles. I could actually go all the way to Mexico on trails from here. And I'm in northern Arizona. But about 4 minutes from my house is mountains. So they're not big
Yeah,
mountains like you guys have, but they're still mountains. So um,
yeah, for sure.
I think our biggest one is like
Yeah, we
I
have the
think
big
we have
ones
6,500 feet is the tallest or
up
something like
at
that.
like
Yeah,
14,000
we have
feet.
like the babies.
Yeah, all these are 14,000 feet back
Jeez,
there in the background. Those are all up at
I want to
14,000. So
go.
you have a
I can
significant power
imagine.
loss when
You
you get
probably
up
have a
to that elevation.
significant oxygen loss, like just in general. Like, I'm pretty sure that I won't be running as well as my bike. So, I think that's an advantage for you, though, because
Sorry, I'm having really bad internet right now
you
for
never
some reason.
realize how
I
bad
don't
your
know
internet
why.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I totally get it. Um, So let's just get back to the question. So you were talking about when you fell into cactus,
Yep.
and then we lost you. So we just let's not talk about cactus anymore. Um,
No, I'm good at cactus. I think I've had enough of that for today.
um, okay, so then talking about, I always like to talk about travel. So you mentioned doing another hard enduro. Other than Silver
Yep.
Kings, what hard enduro are you interested in doing?
Ah, I don't really know. There's a lot of them that look cool. I'm tempted to
Yeah.
say like Moab just because it's close,
Oh
but
yeah.
it also, from what I've heard, is probably the hardest one there is. Um, Gray
I
was
don't know
trying to
about
get
the
me to do TKO.
hardest.
I don't know. That's what Gray
TKO would
said.
be cool.
I'm
That's
thinking maybe
great.
TKO. I don't really care how far away it is. I'm not a fan of that, but I think that's
Yeah,
probably the second to Silver Kings is what I'm thinking.
that would
Other
be
than I don't
awesome.
know. Donner Challenge looked kind of cool from what I seen. That looked
Mm-hmm. Donner.
very
I
Silver
think
Kings.
as a hill climb guy, you would probably like River Monster out in Virginia. There's a lot of really gnarly climbs out there. Um,
All right.
that one's pretty cool. My friend John was a hill climb guy before he got into hard enduro, and he likes that area. He rides out there a lot, so I definitely
Yep.
think that that's a good one for
Cool.
you to try too. Um, the Keystone Challenge is awesome, but there's a lot of rocks, and you said you don't like rocks.
I don't like loose rocks. I like big rocks, but I don't like loose rocks. I don't like
Oh,
the
Pennsylvania
rocks.
is big. Pennsylvania is really
Then
big,
I'm fine
loose
with big
rocks.
rocks.
No, but
I
they're
don't know about loose
loose.
though.
Like they move.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's
I don't know
it's
about that
really
one.
cool. It's an amazing venue. It's really awesome. But yeah, it's really challenging for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it. There's a lot of stuff that is pretty tough.
So if you could go anywhere in the world, all expenses paid, where would you want to go to ride or race?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like we got a lot of good stuff here in Colorado, but I don't know. I feel like some of the European stuff looks pretty cool, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know. Like I don't know how it would be.
Yeah. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah,
It's all huge.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like I'm sure Gray talked
Well,
to you
all
about
the European
Erzberg.
guys, even oh yeah, yeah. I gotta hear all about Earthworm. That would be a very cool one to go watch. I think. It,
Yeah,
I think it looked pretty cool.
it it was amazing. I was blown away by it. And I've been watching it for 10 years, almost 11 years.
Yeah,
And yeah, I was still blown away. I was just like, this is insane. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I love asking that question because it always throws people off. No one ever like really knows where they want to go.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I'd go. I think. Oh, I don't know. Like to go try and race Erzberg would be insane. That's even an insane thought. But I mean, all expenses paid. Might as well
Yeah,
go ride to lose.
it, there you go. I think that's the caveat. A lot of people, even just to think about it and answer this question, a lot of people need to have that in their head that like, oh, you're not actually physically paying for it. Like, and then they could answer all of a sudden. It's really funny. It's part of
Yeah,
that whole mindset thing. But I learned
yeah, for sure.
along with mindset, like I learned not to put myself in a box because the things I'm doing on a bike now are things that people always told me I would never be able to do. I was told I'd never get off my TTR 125 and I'm on a
Yep.
300 and I'm going through rock gardens and up huge hills and stuff like that. So like, don't count yourself out. Don't, ever say that you can't do something because you can.
Yeah, I tell you what, everything before the 300 just has such nice suspension that yeah, you get so used to it that when just it's a little bit different, it throws you off so much.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
coming back from like the super low elevation in Washington, I
Yeah.
so I have air forks. So I
Yeah.
when we got down there, my forks were like really soft and saggy, and I was like, what the hell? And I pressured them back up to around 110 psi, like I usually run, and got going, and it felt good. And then I got back up here, and different story. That was I couldn't ride with it.
Yeah.
It was a little hard for
Yeah.
my liking. I was
That.
getting thrown all over the place. Ended up letting too much air out of my forks and just floated over everything. But the brake line is all way up now, so
Oh
yeah,
no. It's a balance. It's all about balance. Suspension is huge. I
yeah, for
mean,
sure.
I've learned that I didn't have suspension on the TTR, and then
Yeah,
moving
no,
to
they
this
don't have
bike,
it. They don't.
yeah, it's weird, right? Like you would think,
Yeah,
as long as those
it's
have been
insane because
around.
like if I would have, well, I did just getting off the TTR and getting on
Yeah.
the 300, and you go ride, and you're like, it didn't really matter what the suspension settings were at that time. I could make it work
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
TTR didn't have it. It wasn't there, so it
Yeah.
felt really good. And now that I'm getting into it a little bit more, and I ran a bad tire for a little while, and right at Silver Kings, I put my very first JX8 on. I'd never ran a
Yeah.
JX8 before, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw one on, not knowing the tire at all, right before Silver Kings. And I
How
went
did that
over to
go
the
for you?
IRC tire booth. It was awesome. I'm glad I did it because there was a
Yeah.
lot of sections where I just shift down, and there's so much traction with the JX8 that I made it up. By the end of the race, after the last rock climb, the tire
Uh-huh.
was pretty well done. But so
I
that
bet.
I'm probably like I'm gonna run a gummy, but not that gummy, just because I don't like the life of it,
Yeah.
and for how expensive they are,
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm gonna run those all the time, just because I can't afford that.
I it's it's a yeah, it's a big expense. Tires are a big expense. My very first tire on my 300, I had for probably 60 hours, and because I was just learning how
Yep.
to ride, right? Um,
Yeah, for sure.
but now I'm getting like 15 hours out of a tire if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So, it's, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bit
I
different. It's
before,
like,
well, not before. I still kind of am, and that tire isn't the greatest hard enduro tire ever. The
yeah.
moment it gets wet, it's like riding on ice.
Oh my gosh.
And
Good
but
training.
yeah, that's the only tire I'd ever used for the past openings. So all the hard stuff, all the technical stuff that we did here in Colorado was on a medium to hard compound tire.
That's pretty good though. I mean, if you learn on the hardest setting essentially, then everything else gets easier when you have the good stuff or something.
That's what
Sounds good.
I said when I moved from the TTR to the KTM, as I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because I learned with suspension that was non-existent, and then I got on a bike that actually had suspension, and I could actually do stuff.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah, that was definitely a big jump.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Uh well, if you could give some advice to somebody who's brand new on a dirt bike, what would be your best advice for somebody?
I think my best advice would be it just over the mistakes that I've made and stuff is try and try and push yourself, but don't try too hard.
Mhm.
Because like if you're brand new and you haven't ridden for very long, and you get on a bike and you go out and you try and do what the pros do, and everything that you see
Yeah.
do that, and you can't. And then I think that's where a lot of people bail out is because they get disappointed, and
Mhm.
then they're just like, oh, I give up. So start out small, work your way up, and don't give up, and try as hard as you can. And I guess I'm here. And so, yeah,
All right. Let's try this again.
okay, I'm back, kind of,
Okay.
for a temporary moment.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't even remember what we were talking about now. Um, but we were talking about advice for someone new to dirt bikes. So you kind of cut out in the
Yep.
middle of that. So do you want to reiterate?
I think I was basically almost done with that,
Okay.
but yeah, just work your way up. Don't try the hardest stuff first. Try as hard as you can. And just keep going. Don't stop. And
Okay.
that's
Cool.
that's about it for advice. But yeah,
Nice and easy. um. Okay. So then, what's your best advice for somebody who is new to hard enduro?
same. Just the same. Just keep going.
Always go up in a class.
Yeah, yeah. Just, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just go straight for A class. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let me get right on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Just go straight for A class. You'll do good.
I'll do that next time. I'm
Well,
already
all
signed
right.
up for TKO. Can't change it yet, but next year,
No.
yeah.
All right.
um,
Awesome.
I'm gonna write you as a sponsor, just because of that. It'll be your fault.
Okay, sounds good to me. Well, all
Cool.
right. Before I cut out again,
Yes. So in the last couple minutes here, this is your time to give any shout outs or thank yous, anything like that.
yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Slavens Racing, my main sponsor. They've helped me a lot. Um,
Yeah.
I've been sponsored by Slavens even before I started racing. P3 Carbon's great. They're awesome service. All those guys, everybody that I ride with, everybody that has given me tips and pointers. Um, that's mostly been just everybody I ride with. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'd like to thank everybody, and I'm just gonna keep going and see where I end up.
Awesome. I love it. Well, I really hope to see you at one of the hard enduros again soon. Be awesome to
I'm gonna try
actually meet you
to.
in person. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It might not be this year, but
Yeah.
next year most definitely.
We'll be around still.
Well,
So
awesome. Hey, it was still there?
it's great. Yeah, I'm
I
here.
think I lost you for a second.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
it was awesome talking to you. It was great to meet you,
Yeah.
and
You as well.
I'll
Thank you for this, and we'll see
I'll
you soon.
definitely. Yeah, you too. All right. Hey, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.